What if Moro was in the Tournament of Power fighting for Universe 7? How would he fight, and would he be the last man standing? So the first thing to discuss is, would the Tournament of Power have to be after the Moro arc for Moro to be involved? Well, I don't think so, and I'll explain shortly how Moro could be brought into the team. Having the Tournament of Power after the Moro arc would be bad writing anyway, as Moro was completely destroyed, and bringing him back would utterly frustrate most fans because it ruins the finality of the Moro arc. He wants to see the bad guy get burnt and then come back straight away. Not me. So if the Tournament of Power remains before the Moro arc, how would Moro even get into the team? Well, Goku would always choose his family and friends to comprise most of the fighters and wouldn't let them be replaced. But when Majin Buu suddenly becomes unavailable, Goku had to think of a replacement. In the official story, Goku thought of Frieza, but in this what if scenario, let's imagine that Frieza is an unattractive option. I know, what about Frieza? Questioned Goku. Oh, don't be absurd, Kakarot. He's dead, and we're all fed up of him coming back, thundered Vegeta. Well, there is someone else we could recruit, but he's completely off the cards, said Shin. Who is it? Are they really strong? Asked Goku. Yes, they are, but they're too dangerous, and they could be a threat to the whole multiverse, said Shin. Well, we're all going to be erased if we lose, so they're exactly who we need, said Goku. Okay, well, let me take you to him. Whis and Beerus, please come too, just in case it gets rough, said Shin. So Shin teleported Goku, Whis and Beerus to the Galactic Patrol prison, which Moro still hadn't escaped from. At this point you might ask, how would Shin know about Moro? Well, we have to stretch the story and imagine, but I feel it could be written like the following. Shin once overheard the Grand Kaioshin talking about an ancient warlock who lost most of his god powers to steal their magic in a last-ditch effort. And it just so happens that although Shin isn't knowledgeable about planets, he does know about the prisoners held by the Galactic Patrol, as they actually have to send him a report of all the prisoners every few years. So once they arrived at the prison, Shin started talking to the Galactic Patrol about letting Moro go. At this point, Beerus arrived, and Shin explained the situation of Universe 7's peril and that Moro might be the only being strong enough to replace Majin Buu. Then Beerus consulted the Galactic King, who made an exception and allowed Moro to be released. As a result, OG-7-3 does not come to the tournament as his release wasn't part of the deal. Then once they arrived at Moro's cell, Shin gave Moro the rundown. However, Moro refused to participate, but stated he'll only join if he's granted two things. I am useless to you and this universe if I don't gain my full magical powers, said Moro. Shin realized how dangerous this could be and exclaimed, I honestly don't know how you can regain them. In this moment, Whis spoke up saying, I can restore your powers, but only for 24 hours. And, let's just imagine Whis can do this. That's all I would need, replied Moro with a crafty smile. And secondly, when we win, I am allowed to be released from this prison forever, exclaimed Moro. Shin thundered, That's completely unreasonable, as you've been sentenced for life. Moro replied, Agree to my terms, otherwise I won't participate. Everyone then realised how much of a threat Moro could be to the universe, but amidst the shock, Beerus rose up and threatened Moro. If you even do one thing out of line, I will personally destroy you. You got that? Moro refused to reply, but knew his place. As Whis witnessed this, he knew it was his duty also to help Beerus destroy Moro if that's what it came down to. At this point, Shin transported all of them except Beerus back to Earth. Everyone's eyes were immediately fixed on Moro, as they sensed his ki felt like countless people screaming. Krillin shouted, Goku, we can't have someone like that on our team, no matter how strong they are. It's inhumane. I know, Krillin, I'm literally shaking too. But if we don't, we may not stand a chance and get erased anyway, replied Goku. Everyone agreed, but not wholeheartedly, and even Gohan couldn't muster a smile. Beerus then exclaimed, Alright everyone, it is what it is. Let's just get this over with. At this moment, it was almost time for the tournament to begin, and they were all teleported to the world of Void. Now let's theorise how Moro could impact the actual tournament. At the start of the tournament, Moro could act more like Frieza, hiding in the shadows, waiting to eliminate those who were off guard at a critical moment. He would already be as strong as post-tournament of power Super Saiyan God Vegeta, and with his full magical powers regained thanks to Whis, he could already beat a lot of fighters in strength and abilities. Moro could then subtly activate his ki absorption ability and slowly, in an undetectable manner, drain ki from almost every fighter. This is allowed by the rules as it's his ability, not an add-on. As Moro steadily grows in power, he would become gradually younger and more confident to the point where he goes after the stronger fighters, like an OP MVP. Once Moro had become youthful, his strength could stomp post-Tournament of Power Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Vegeta, and after prolonged energy absorption, which could equal the energy from hundreds of planets, Moro could get to the power level that he stomped post-Mirror's training Ultra Instinct Saiyan Goku with. At this level, Moro would have a chance against non-powered up Jiren, but this would be the closest Moro could hold up, as OG-73 and Mirror aren't in this arc. However, once Jiren had awakened his dormant power as he did in the anime, Moro wouldn't stand a chance, as only complete Ultra Instinct Goku could overpower him. The Tournament of Power would be the perfect place for Moro to showcase all of his abilities, so let's go more in depth into Moro's possible fighting style. Number 1. Scanning Technique. Leading up to the tournament, Moro might be able to use his scanning technique to look further than Universe 7. In the manga, Moro notes how, while he was in prison, life grew in this universe. I find it interesting why he didn't say the universe, which implies that he knows about other universes and could potentially scan them too. It's possible that he could get classified intel on the power and abilities of his soon-to-be opponents, even before the tournament. Whether the Angels and Kaioshin could sense his scanning technique is not known, but in the manga, when the Kaioshin were looking at what happened to a planet that Champa had destroyed, Champa instantly sensed that they were being watched and threatened them. So it's up for debate. Moro can also use what I like to call the reverse scanning technique. This is what he used on Goku, and as a result, he could pinpoint Goku's location and who it was that was tracking him. So as opponents try to sense where Moro is in a tournament, it could actually be a trap, as then Moro knows their location and who they are. Number 2. Ki Absorption. Moro could use his ki absorption technique on anyone who is in contact with the ring or anyone who is in close proximity, provided the non-living ring supports the ability. Because it worked effectively against post-Tournament of Power Goku and Vegeta without them realising it, it would probably work against most of the 69 other fighters, and he could turn friendly fire off like he did with the prisoners. Moro could even lower the rate of ki absorption to a point where even Jiren may not realise it. Some people believe anime Jiren would lose a lot more ki to Moro than his manga self, as whilst he is meditating, he isn't concentrating on any of the fighters. However, I actually believe the opposite would happen. Once Jiren starts meditation, he removes his distractions, so he would suddenly realise Moro is using a slow energy drain. Moro could keep also banking the energy by repeatedly concentrating it into a ball and eating it like he did on New Namek. Once Moro had eaten the energy and his ki rapidly shot up, he could completely suppress it to 0 again to regain stealth and be undetectable like he did on New Namek. Of course, the world of Void itself and the stage would not yield any energy, but the energy of the fighters alone is probably worth several hundred planets anyways. This rinse and repeat process would lead to Moro's increasing power up, thereby decreasing his age and revitalizing his body to youthfulness. In this manner, Moro could transcend from his old form to his youthful, restored form, and then eventually to the level that he fought against Ultra Instinct Saiyan Goku. If anyone used Ki Blasts on Moro, he could even just eat them, like he did Vegeta's Gallic Gun and the Grand Kaioshin's Blast. However, one limitation of this technique is that Moro couldn't absorb energy from Majin Buu, who is a magical being, so maybe it wouldn't work on other magical fighters such as Magikeo. Another limitation is that Moro can't absorb energy from beings that boast greater speed than he. This means that Dispo would likely escape, as Ultra Instinct Saiyan Goku avoided it due to being faster than Moro. Is Dispo's lightspeed ability faster than Ultra Instinct Saiyan Goku? Well, I believe so, yes, because despite Dispo not being the strongest of fighters, he stated he can individually increase his speed several thousand times for a split second. It seems unlikely that Ultra Instinct Saiyan Goku's speed, which was greater than Moro's, could surpass Dispo's ability level. So Moro could only absorb energy once Dispo had stopped moving fast, but by this point, Moro could be floored by a super fast punch like what happened with Hit. A third limitation is that ki absorption couldn't be used on inorganic beings, such as the androids from Universe 3, so they would be unaffected. Could Moro also steal Zeno and the Grand Priest's key, as well as the Gods of Destruction and Angels? What do you think, guys? I think that it's possible because Moro stole ki from Goku and Vegeta when they're in Super Saiyan Blue. But Zeno and the Grand Priest could realize Moro's ability and then create a rule which bans him from using energy absorption, like where if he uses it, he gets instantly erased. Number 3. Telepathy. Moro used telepathy to communicate with Cranberry in the same way that Piccolo can. Moro could use this to communicate with Team Universe 7 and also intimidate his opponents. It would be particularly useful when fighters are close to the ring edge, further hindering their ability to escape. Number 4. Telekinesis. Moro could use telekinesis to pull weaker fighters to himself through the air, the rock walls, and thereby cause environmental damage as well, like he did to Eska in the Moro arc. Moro could also manipulate objects and mold them, and then attack fighters with these objects. Moro could also prevent his teammates from falling out of the ring time and time again, and I think this would have been really useful for Krillin. Number 5. Immobilization. Moro could immobilize the limbs of other fighters at any point due to his magical ability, and it even works on fighters that are on par with his strength, for example Ultra Instinct Saiyan Goku in the Moro arc. Number 6. Gifting energy. Moro could have boosted the Universe 7 team with his ability to gift energy to others. This is a common ability, but Roshi, Tien and Krillin could have benefited from the massive injection of ki and help them to stay alive longer, and also help distract the stronger fighters whilst Goku and Vegeta went at them. Those three wouldn't have struggled with the energy either, as they were far more advanced martial artists than Saganbo. Abilities that Moro couldn't use in the Tournament of Power. Firstly, he couldn't use planetary control. On New Namek, he used the planet itself to cause environmental damage, and similarly at the end of the arc, Moro merged with the Earth and used it to attack Goku. This wouldn't work in the Tournament of Power arena, however, as it's not made of a living material, it's just a naturally occurring metal, and the world of Void is a realm of deadness where nothing lives. Another ability Moro couldn't use is the copy ability from OG-7-3, as the android would not be taken to the tournament. Also, Moro wouldn't have any regeneration either. Now he can actually physically restore his flesh, but it's not quite the same as regenerating his limbs and holes in his body and things like that. It's not to that kind of level. But what if Lavender somehow managed to poison Moro? Could Moro rid himself of the poison? Well, there isn't really any evidence to show he has a natural antidote to poison in his body, so it could be a slow, painful end, but that one's up for debate, guys. Also, Moro wouldn't be able to perform any physical absorption through eating, as that would be killing and would result in Moro's disqualification. If he ate a being, they would die and cease to exist. The reason why OG-7-3 wasn't killed was because he actually wasn't living in the first place, as Chapter 67 tells us. It was different with Cell, as he kept the androids alive after absorbing them. The ending of the tournament. So here we come to the interesting part, guys, looking to the end of the tournament. Almost all the fighters would be eliminated with greater ease thanks to Moro's strength and magical abilities, so it would probably come down to once again Dispo, Toppo, Jiren and a few others remaining. Kefla may not even appear at all due to the energy absorption, which depletes Kale and Caulifla of energy, leading to elimination far sooner. Although the Yardrat of Universe 2 could survive and could counter Moro by liberating the stolen energy through the Force Spirit Fission technique, leading to Moro powering down. It's not clear though where the stolen energy would be returned to in this situation, since some universes would already be erased. In order to power up again, Moro could then double cross Universe 7 and absorb all of Goku's Spirit Bomb, leading to Ultra Instinct not happening, as the clash of the Spirit Bomb doesn't contribute then to Goku breaking his limits. If Toppo then transformed and launched the Hakai at Moro, could he repel it? Well, Moro could be way stronger than Toppo at this point, so I think he could deal with any Hakai. Without Goku achieving Ultra Instinct, the final battle of the tournament probably could be between Jiren and Moro. The remaining Universe 7 fighters could all give Moro their energy, as well as Moro keep using his ki absorption, making Jiren weaker gradually. Could Jiren withstand his energy being stolen, or would he end the fight quickly, stopping the energy drain? Personally, I don't think the writing would allow Moro to win the tournament, as in hindsight, the Zenos were going to destroy everything if a selfish wish was made. I know this is anime only, but it's a key point that critically impacts this what if scenario. If Moro was written to win and make a wish, then everything would be erased and Dragon Ball as we know it ends. It's likely not possible for Moro to know what Zeno is thinking, so he would probably fall into the trap of making a selfish wish. Even if Moro wishes for all the universes to be restored, Zeno could know there is a selfish motive behind it, as Moro would only do that so he could consume more planets. The only other possibility, in my opinion, is that the gods interrupt and destroy Moro before he can make a wish. It could be that Whis seals him, or Goku asks Zeno to erase him, or the Grand Priest destroys Moro himself. But let's just say Jiren loses to Moro as he couldn't deal with the ki absorption. But it's a double elimination somehow, and Android 17 is still on the ring and wins. So Universe 7 wins and Android 17 makes his wish. Moro is properly released from prison, and this leads nicely into the next arc with Moro's rebellion after getting his freedom. He could appear harmless for a short while and then head to New Namek in search of the Dragon Balls that Cranberry told him about. Mirror then shows up on Earth capturing Majin Buu and so on from there. This would have tied in nicely and shown real consequence, kind of like how at the time of this recording, the Granola arc is leading on nicely from the Moro arc, with OG-73 being a target for other beings. What do you think would happen if Moro was in the Tournament of Power? Definitely let me know your thoughts down in the comments section below. Last video's hashtag Enders winner is xpliny_506. Congratulations to you, mate, and thanks to everyone who watches my videos all the way through till the end. And if you made it this far, comment down below hashtag Enders for your chance to get featured at the end of the next video. And also guys, remember to like and subscribe, and if you missed it, check out this video up here on why Goku gave Moro a Senzu Bean. Thanks, Kai Kai!